All right. Well, now that the Hardy Boys have let the cat out of the bag, we
It's
just
always
gotta
good to see you.
see where this goes. Is it, ma'am? Is it?
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
That is unfortunate. Uh, well, the Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
Just all right, ma'am.
Just like that. No
That's what I'm
resistance.
thinking. Just
Her
like that.
shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
Her feet are long and stupid. She can't unring that bell. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this? You sent us on a runaround? You lied to us, miss. Oh, I guess she did technically. Well, I guess not even technically. She just kind of did lie to us. But I mean, eh. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this?
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police.
Fair.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Yeah, I mean, as kind of annoying as they were at the start, they were doing this all to help her out. And even once everything was out of the bag, they were still, at least Titus was still on his, hey man, she just need help
Is she
thing.
implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
Chill, authority. They kind of are. I mean, let's be honest. The Hardy Boys are not the law. We are. You don't. You're not cool enough to say that. Cool. I'm satisfied with this explanation. I mean, honestly, I kind of am, but I mean, that's still not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more.
Well, I mean, there you go. I guess there's more.
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again.
The moral intern?
Where the cold oceanic expanse lies.
Have we heard
and
about them
behind
before?
it,
I don't remember.
another world.
Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? What's the RCM's involvement with the moral intern got to do with this? The RCM isn't the lapdog of the moral intern. You don't have to worry. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of them?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
What's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
That doesn't. I hate when people don't ever answer the actual question and just be vague about things.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir.
Oh well,
If you
dang.
file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Okay, but what did you do in the first place that would make them have the need to kill you? That's what I need to know. What did you do to have these? That's what I want to know.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Orania.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
How's that not illegal? What do you mean?
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
Dang.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Luskop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Call her Imagine Dragons. I'm sure there are people who have done much worse than that. Serve them right. When I am king, this savings bank will be first against the wall. Chill. You're right. This is bad. You've destroyed what people have built. That's a lot you've gotten yourself into. Mm-mm-mm. Let's just go with that. It's a lot you've gotten yourself into.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting...
The world's most laughable centralist. I'm not taking sides. Leave me alone. It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not this C-suite. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get accounting.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
Look, ma'am, I'm not against you.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
What did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
Dang. I mean, if you're out here destroying people's life work, then I could see it happening, unfortunately. Okay. That's not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
I don't either. You heard the Disco Infernum?
There you have it. The way of the warrior.
So, moving on. What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
As long as we skip the bed part, tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open, dumb. I could see. I could...
A great pain moves through her, a dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it.
I knew he was dead, before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Not now, Brain. But he didn't enjoy the death part. He was in the midst of something else when it happened. I mean, better not mention it. Better not mention it. Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
And yet you're still out here on the balcony just open for that to happen?
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette, miss.
Oh.
I'm about to burn your hands off. I'm sorry this happened to you. Yeah,
So
that's
am I.
honestly.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait, Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
No.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What did you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
What? Why? Why didn't you run away from here? As a matter of fact, why are you here now? Sure.
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
Okay, well, when it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Interesting.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance
I was
of the
thinking
shot.
the exact same thing. Interesting. So that either means that the gunshot was very far away, or that it was like borderline at the window, right? Because if the breaking of the window overshadowed the gunshot, then they could have been in tandem, or the gunshot was so far away that you couldn't hear it and then the window just broke. What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Is that the girl we made quit? Before we continue, who is Ruby?
Ruby, you know, the leader.
Wait, time out. What? The eighth Hardy boy? And didn't we say like, oh, there could be girls on the Hardys? We were on to something.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
So why is it named after Hardy? The Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others. Does she also party with Ruby, however?
I don't see how that's relevant. So let's keep moving on. Better not to.
What are you trying to be? Tactful? She wouldn't mind. Go on then.
Okay, so I don't have I don't have the choice. Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs.
Oh, never
I
mind.
showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
I was about to ask what was the purpose of that, but okay.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging.
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood.
I feel like
You know what
we
it does.
mentioned it, but maybe I didn't pass a check or something at the time, so that could have been it. Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
So where is she now, this Ruby?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We gotta go back to Titus. I really don't want to do that.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Ah, man. Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
I don't think it did. Probably not.
Or I don't know anything anymore. All I do is wait here.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
I mean, yeah, I do think it's something to keep in mind, but probably not something I want to tell her in this state so that she's not blaming herself more than she already possibly is. Well, is, not even possibly, but why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
Fair enough.
Which is an indicator of truth.
I kind of yes, but no. I mean, she's not an idiot, but she did obviously put her in a position to get in more trouble by calling the cops. But obviously, she felt more for him enough to make it worth putting herself in harm's way to get him out that tree, to be honest. I don't think so. Why did you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Kuno.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have a look at that window. Reconstruct the scene. It's right here. So near.
In her bedroom?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Well, I guess we can do that in a minute. I guess no reason not to. I think we're done here. For now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
Oh man, someone go give that girl a hug. She's been through it.
He's thinking, are we done here? Or maybe you should take her to the station for safekeeping. She lied to you, and she's a flight risk.
Wake up. Huh? Return to this later. I don't... Yeah.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
This man's brain it was on point. Kinda? Kinda.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate.
Finish the thought. Don't you tell that girl that. Tab. I don't even want to know what he would have thought or what would have happened if he had said that to her.
This window is pristine on the inside,
It's not
unlike
that
the
bad.
one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Run your fingers across the surface of the glass.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
Well, we already know that, but why not? Maybe it'll help us get a boost in this department. This window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
You know which window has not been recently replaced?
Leave me alone, brain. What is this guilt now?
Whatever it is, it's messing with your concentration.
Is it?
Stop distracting him! He has work to do! Plus, if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
For once, I'm on the side of the necktie. I mean, it had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. Can't believe in the heart of the white check.
Golden light melts
Yes.
into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
All right then. Well, we actually do know a position.
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain,
Dang, that's a wild shot.
ending him.
Because I forgot, and I was thinking about, like, how come we didn't find a hole, but it went through his mouth. That's a crazy shot to make.
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Inspect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Jeez.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Okay. Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind
True.
washed it away.
True.
This was more than a week ago.
So I'm, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from.
72%, with a weapon that fires jacketed ammunition, likely a rifle. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot.
Wait, so it was direct... Directly outside or a different
The
roof?
lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside, in the darkness. Too busy with their own bodies.
Could the shot have come from inside the room, a closer point?
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, Detective.
Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Oh, okay, I see. Wait. Okay. So this up here, this is where we are now. Okay. Could there have been another point of origin further away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinaise. Because the distance is important because, like she said, the only thing she really heard was... But that still doesn't confirm, at least to me. Because, like I said, it could have been so close that the gunshot and the window shattering sounds were intertwined, or far enough away to where you wouldn't have heard the gunshot and just the window. Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
Okay, more precisely.
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, Detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
Okay. But these angles don't really match up is the problem. Boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
Yeah. And Land's End.
1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
The problem is the angles of these. This feels like the only likely angle, though.
1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer.
Didn't she say she came from an inlet?
The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof in Martinez?
From where, precisely?
Let's say B prime, the boardwalk, B double prime, Land's End, B triple prime, the inlet.
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
Much less than from the roof, but still.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one.
Sounds
It would
good
be
to
the
me.
diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.
That's fair. don't know. Uh, but if it's just on the roof, right? Then that, first of all, how did they get on that roof? It would mean that they had to either have been in the room prior and hid out there, or climbed the building, right? Because that's the only way they could have gotten to that location. Oh, I guess, well, we got to talk to Hardy again, or Titus, whatever. Please don't talk to me about clowns in the circus.
It's you again. What is it?
Hurry up, sir. Okay, I talked to her. Now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
I'm gonna level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lele's killer. I've seen her in no. Look, I suspect she killed the victim. No, I mean, well, no, I was gonna say maybe she is involved because she knew right off the bat when Klasha, however you say her name, came down the stairs. She knew off the bat, but that's, it's easy to tell when someone's shook. So that's, I'm gonna do my own visual calculus and put that as like a 2% right now. That Ruby is the one who did it. That's like a 2%. But I'm gonna level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lele's killer.
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not.
She's not a suspect. Well,
Ruby's one of us.
2%.
We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
Calm down.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
Kim is on it.
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
But I don't think she did it though. I just want to talk to her. I don't think she's really the reason this is happening. I just want to know what's up. Cause it's like, I want this wrench out of this man's hand. Hold on. Our chain cutters, whatever they are. What is this? Get back to that later. But yeah, I don't think she did it. I just think that we need to talk to her because she might know something. Determine where the shot came from. Titus doesn't believe Ruby shot the hangman. Present a theory. Make him see it's something to consider. So we have like no choice. What time is it? We still have plenty of time before we gotta meet old boy on the roof. Or not on the roof, but in his apartment. A lot of this stuff cannot be done yet. We gotta check the other places. So I think we got some more information. We'll try to get him to give him a reason to let us investigate Ruby on the next one. But as for now, we're moving forward steadily, and that's all that matters. So we'll get there.